Welcome to your own channel, Paper Munit. This is Viplav Datta, and I'll be teaching you quantum mechanics, and we'll discuss problems on normalization of superposition state. The first question is, if you have three orthonormal wave functions, these are three orthonormal wave functions, are orthonormal wave functions and we have another wave function which is a superposition of these wave functions. Say this is n1 and we have alpha plus 2 beta ket and plus 1 plus iota, this is gamma ket. Alright, so this is the wave function given to you, and these are the orthonormal wave function, orthonormal set of wave functions. Okay, so we have a new wave function. Now we need to find n1 such that psi is normalized. Okay, the question is clear. So what I want you to do is, if you have gone through the lecture previously, please try this question, pause the video and try it out. Okay, I hope you have done this, what I suggested you before. So let's see how to do it. We know that if you have the wave, if a wave function is a superposition of, if the wave function is a superposition of several other orthonormal states phi I, then the normalization condition is given by comes out to be summation I or Ci mod square, the square of the probability amplitude gives you 1. So this is the normalization condition when we have a superposition of states. So in this case we have the I will go from 1 to 3, right? There are 3 orthonormal states. Now if we put this thing, all right, if we use this and you put these values here and see what we'll get. This is n1, this is n1. Now the first term will be, let's write it down like this. Let's write down psi in the format which we have here. Okay, so what we have here is n1 alpha plus 2 n1 beta plus n1 1 plus iota, this is gamma. Now we have the same, we have this form only, right? Now in this case, if you can just write it, if we can see that from here that C1 is equal to N1, C2 is equal to 2N1, and C3 we have N1 1 plus iota. Clear? So we are trying to get this format. Now we have this the coefficients here, the amplitude, probability amplitude of each state. Now the normalized condition for this wave function becomes this: C1 mod square plus C2 mod square plus C3 mod square equal to 1. Place these values here. So what we have here is n1 mod square plus 2n1 mod square plus n1 1 plus iota mod square equal to 1. So there is a common thing in every term, that is n1 mod square, we get 1 here, this one becomes 4, and this one, what we have to do is we need to take the mod of I plus iota, which is equal to 1 plus 1 square whole square. Okay, so the mod of iota, so this will be square. All right, this will be square. Now further we have this term that 1 plus 4 5, this will give you 2, it's 7. So this is equal to 1 by 7, and we have n1 equal to plus minus 1 by root 7. Okay, so n1 could be plus or minus root 7. So the value of n1 comes out to be plus minus root 7. Okay, so in the same previous question, if we have the following form, n2, this is alpha, this is minus beta plus iota gamma. So in this question, the same thing, that find n2 such that say, let's talk about n2 mod. Find n2 mod such that psi is normalized. So it's the same question. I want you to go through it by yourself. See this question, this format, compare and just solve it. Okay. Pause the video and try it for yourself. Then see the solution, and that is how you learn. So let's. I hope you have done the question, tried the question by yourself, and most of you have gotten the answer. But just check whether it's correct or not. In this, we'll write this question in this format. So what we have is psi is equal to n2 alpha minus n2 beta plus iota n2 gamma. So if you take want to write this down, so C1 is equal to n2, C2 is equal to minus n2, and C3 is equal to iota n2. Now if you write down the normalization condition for this wave function, this becomes C1, so this is C1 mod square plus C2 mod square plus C3 mod square equal to 1. This is minus n2 mod square plus this becomes iota mod square equal to 1. So you take this thing common, you have 1 plus 1 plus 1, so which is n2 mod square is equal to 1 by 3, where n2 is equal to 1 by 3, 1 by root 3. So n2 could be both plus and minus. Okay, n2 could be both plus and minus. Okay, so the normalized wave function becomes, if you place n2, let's take the positive value. Okay, we can if it's not mentioned in the question, you can take any value, plus or minus. Okay, but if it's mentioned that you want to take the positive value as n2, then just take the positive value and place it in the wave function. So this becomes the normalized wave function. So according to the question, the value of n2 is this, n2 mod. I hope you have understood how to solve these kind of problems, These problems are helpful to understand what is going on while normalizing a superposition state. In every question, in most of the questions you won't be directly asked to normalize this thing, but instead you'll be asked to find out expectation values of energy, momentum, angular momentum, and in that case, in that situation, you need to make sure that the given wave function is normalized. Okay, normalization is the first step you do in these kind of questions where you have been asked of expectation. If the wave function is already normalized, then you can simply you can go ahead with the calculating the expectation value. In this question, say you have been given a superposition state which is root 3 by 3 phi 1 plus 2 by 3 phi 2 plus root 2 by 3 phi 3. So these are the type of questions I was talking about in the previous question, that you will not be asked for normalizing a wave function directly, okay, but you have been given a superposition state and you will be asked that, for example, say there is an ensemble of system, there is an ensemble of identical systems which are in state psi. So if measurements are done, if measurements are done, then the number of identical systems which are in the state is 1800. Okay, there are 1800 number of identical systems which are in the state psi. If the measurements are done, then the number of then the number of systems which will give values with respect to the following wave functions. So the first one is phi 1, second one is phi 2, third one is phi 3. In this question, phi 1, phi 2 and phi 3 are all orthonormal, to each other. Okay, if it was not orthonormal, we couldn't have written like this. Okay, for a state to be written in the superposition of other three states, these states has to be orthonormal, otherwise you cannot expand, we cannot write like this. Okay, so if it's a state is given, you need not mention this, but it's better to mention this condition, then it makes sense. So in this question, what we need to do is, we have been given identical systems with the same wave function, okay, and if a measurement is done, if measurements are made, then what is the number of systems if measured give you a value corresponding to, say, phi 1. This wave function is normalized or not. So let's check. So root 3 by 3 mod square plus 2 by 3 mod square plus root 2 by 3 mod square. Now this should give us 1. Let's see. This is 3 by 9. This is 4 by 9. This is 2 by 9. Okay, this gives you 1. So clearly the given wave function is normalized. Now from now onwards we can simply calculate what is required. just we need to understand that the Ci mod square, which are these quantities, the amplitude mod square, is the probability of getting a value, getting a measured value with associated with phi I, associated with phi I. Clear? So if you make a measurement, then what is the probability that the measured value will be associated with either of these? So that is given by the amplitude corresponding to that, the mod square of that amplitude, probability amplitude corresponding to that state. So if we start with phi 1, so for phi 1, what do we have? Now in this case, the probability is simply the probability of the measured value to be associated with this state is equal to C1 mod square, which is simply root 3 by 3 mod square. So this comes out to be 3 by 9. We can simplify it, but let it be that way. So we need to find out the number of systems. So number of systems which will give you this a value corresponding to this phi 1 will be equal to total number of systems multiplied by the probability of that. So probability is C1 mod square. This is 1800 multiplied by this C1 mod square is 3 by 9. So this is what? This is 600. So if you make a measurement, if you make a lot, like there are so many systems, if you make measured all the systems, then these many systems will give you a value which is associated with this state. Now the next thing is for phi 2. Same thing, same process. The probability will be equal to the amplitude mod probability amplitude mod square, which is 2 by 3 mod square equal to 4 by 9, and number of systems will be total number into the probability, which is 1800 multiplied by, this is 4 by 9, and this gives you 800. Similarly, for the third state, phi 3, we can directly write down this now that we know what the process is. So number of systems becomes number multiplied by the total number multiplied by the probability, which is 1800 into, in this case this is 2 by 9, and this gives you 400. So this is how the number of systems looks like. If you add them up, each of them, you should get the total number, which is 1800. So I hope you have enjoyed this session, and please comment below if you like these lectures. Okay, I'll be covering theory as well as numericals, and this is the new medium I am trying. I hope that this is more interactive than the previous one. So it took me time to make this video. All right. So thank you for watching, and I hope that these sessions help you in preparation of your exam. If you want to practice more numericals, I have suggested you books in the very first lectures. You can look up problems there. I'll be dealing with only few standard problems, but that would be enough for you to prepare for, do a self study and learn for yourself. Okay. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.